Let's bring in former Manhattan Assistant District Attorney Jeremy Saland. And I want to start with kind of the basics here, because everybody who's seen the video knows kind of the conversation around this, has been waiting for something to happen. What exactly does manslaughter in the second degree mean, and what do you think of that charge in this case?
Absolutely. For a preliminary matter, homicide is not necessarily a murder, although it can be, and a murder is an intentional crime. This is a reckless crime. There's a standard of care, and he was aware of, and the allegations will be, that there was an unjustifiable and a real risk that death could occur based on his actions. And he ignored that risk or was reckless with that, and ultimately it resulted in Mr. Neely's death.
The DA Alvin Bragg had options here. Could have done this now, could have done this arrest the day of or the day after, or could have brought it before a grand jury and let that grand jury decide. What do you make of this move?
Well, I think they did the right thing out of the gate. You have to have your homework done or your ducks in a row and make sure all the evidence is there. You don't want to just charge someone with a crime that might not be the correct crime. They did their investigation. They spoke to the witnesses. They got video. It could very well be. It's interesting because if the evidence is there to charge him with this manslaughter in the second degree, arguably they should just go right to the grand jury and present that case to the grand jury. Let the grand jury decide, let them vote, and if it's manslaughter in the second degree, proceed. This is a felony complaint. It's very different. It hasn't reached that stage. Maybe they're looking at other charges. Maybe they're gathering some other evidence, but they have enough at least now to charge him. But that's a reasonable question. Why not go right to the grand jury?
This has been a complex case, I think, for the city, I think for the entire country, trying to figure it out. I think to some people it's very obvious what happened and that it shouldn't happen, and for any number of different reasons. Other people are trying to think through it in different ways. As you think through a grand jury, as you think through perhaps a future jury, what are you thinking of if you're a prosecutor trying to bring this case?
Well, there's a very emotional, strong component because it's such a tragic event. And one tragedy doesn't say another tragedy should be okay. And what I mean by that is there's someone who died without reason, without cause. He should not have died. And there's arguments to be made, and we've only seen that one clip of the video, that it should never have reached that point. But at the same time, prosecutors really have to make sure that there's a just result and ensure that whatever the charge is the right one. We don't charge someone with a crime above and beyond because there's a very genuine emotional piece to it. There is a crime. It's maybe manslaughter in the second degree. It's a C felony as opposed to the murder, which is vastly different and more serious. So I think they really have to make sure that this is really done right and well and thorough, because you're controlling the public opinion and emotion, but you're also doing what is right for the case, even if in the end it's a tragic no matter what.
Errol Lewis brought up the point that this is going to rely largely on the testimony of all of the people who are on that subway car. And it's intermingled with the fact and the narrative about crime in this city, despite some of the facts, and fear, and all of that. It's complicated.
It's very complicated, and I would hope that, and I'm confident the DA's offices, and I hope that potential jurors would set aside any noise about what Mr. Penny's history is, or what, more importantly, what Mr. Neely's history is in terms of his criminal history. That's not relevant. What's only relevant is what happened in that subway car, or maybe leading into that subway car. Were people in imminent danger of serious physical injury or death that allowed or justified Mr. Penny to take the action that he did? And I won't pass judgment because I have not seen all the evidence, nor has anyone else. We haven't heard from the witnesses. So we have a lot to discover still.
And awfully difficult, though, to do that in a vacuum, right?
Absolutely.
To try and just centralize that. There's going to be a lot more on this. Jeremy Saland, thanks so much for walking us through it.
My pleasure.
Jeremy.